very warm welcome to Singapore. It is, of course, the Hockey World League Round 1 taking place. It's the women's event that's going on tonight, and what a tough game we have in store. It's 39 against 45th in the world rankings. Singapore, the host nation, taking on Hong Kong, and it should be an absolute cracking game. We say that because Hong Kong beat Brunei in their opening encounter by 3-0. They won yesterday, although they did have to toil against Sri Lanka, who put up a stout defence, it has to be said. Singapore, they got off to winning ways against Sri Lanka with a 6-1 victory. So this could decide who goes through. That's how big a game this one is in the Women's Hockey World League Round 1 encounter. The pool taking shape. Kazakhstan beating Brunei a little bit earlier on. Thailand is 6-0 up against Sri Lanka. We're going to focus and concentrate, though, on Hong Kong versus Singapore. And when I say we, I'm talking about myself and my co-commentator, Nordin, who's thankfully made his way back over here for this big game. Of course, the former national team player, 5 SEA Games, the former national team coach, and now an instructor for FIH. I wasn't underestimating this game, was I, Nordin? This is a real big one for the ladies.
Yes, Paul, I think you're right, because I think this has been a rivalry between this team ever since like 10, 20 years ago. Yeah, they will be fighting for the best team.
So it should be a belter. That's what we are expecting. Singapore in the white strip today. It will be Hong Kong, the visitors, that will wear the red. That is when we decide who is going to hit off, and it does look as though it is going to be Ivy Chan that makes her way to the ball. 2 goals against Sri Lanka. She'll be looking to get back on the score sheet today as Singapore do get us underway. Cheryll helps it down the line. The foot being used, though, from Tiffany. Are we expecting it to be tight and cagey to start with, Nordin?
Yes, Paul. It's going to be very tight. The Hong Kong defense is well organized and doing man-to-man marking. Sometimes double team where 2 players marking 1. So Singapore has to play their best today in order to score goals.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they can break down this stubborn Hong Kong side. So Chia out with the ball forwards. It's a lovely little touch as well from Tiffany out forwards. Well blocked by the girl that was undoubtedly the player of the game yesterday, Weeraya. Really did dominate and dictate defensively for the Hong Kong side yesterday against Sri Lanka. In fact, it was Sri Lanka that had 11 short corners but just couldn't make any of them count. Really wasted the opportunities to get on the score sheet against Hong Kong. So Singapore settling in well as Cheryll gets things going again.
Hong Kong doing half press and moving well as a team, and they are doing man-to-man marking.
Well, they are looking to keep it tight. Just a miscontrol on that far side as well. Singapore having to drill the ball into their teammates purely and simply because of what you just said there with the tight marking that's going on. Rifqah tries to play out from the back. She won't have as much joy today as she did yesterday. Syasya keeps it simple. So does Toli Min. However, another unforced error or mistake on the far side gives possession back to Hong Kong. New trying to drive that one forwards and gain some yards. The umpire on the far side not happy that the ball wasn't stationary. And 2 umpires today, Emily Carroll and Ayu Zainuddin. Eunice Teng. A little bit of time and space.
Yes, Hong Kong is playing a patient game, waiting game for Singapore to come. and it's going to be very tight in their half. Yeah. Singapore need to move more movement and to create more space.
The movement not there from the forwards at the moment, and it's resulting in a long ball play forward from Toli Min. Unfortunately, Ting just couldn't get there. So tactically working for Hong Kong at the moment, inviting that pressure, inviting Singapore onto them as Singapore go on a full press. And that in turn wins another turnover. So I think it's fair to say a little bit sloppy from both sides at the moment.
Yes, I think they are more careful. They are not 100% go yet. Probably they will try to settle down as soon as possible.
Singapore happy to just keep possession, look to probe for an opening. Chia drives that forwards, well defended from Chen Cc. However, it's broken free to Syasya. Dangerous play though. Rifqah, who went to ground, really was immense yesterday. You can't underestimate how well she did play. Rock solid at the back for Hong Kong. Here's Melvina Cheng. Rifqah. Miscontrol on that occasion for Makaman. Gifts possession back to Singapore. Singapore looking to use the whole width of the field of play. Ting wins the hit. Gets on with things quickly. Pulls it back to Syasya. Nice little turn from her. No avail.
For the time being, Singapore is giving a lot of space for the Hong Kong centre half to receive the ball.
Could be a chance here though, from to Tiffany Ong. Just a miscontrol there from Syasya. Hong Kong can now look to hit on the counter. Lupusi does well to keep it in play. Good stick work from her. The support coming, but again another miscontrol from Chuen. That's the second time in a minute that she's miscontrolled the ball. That's a lovely ball played forwards into Ivy Chan though. Ivy Chan looking to drive forwards. Ting on the turn. Long corner. That's exactly what the umpires have given. Nicole Kwek shows good stick work, chops it in the middle, but dispossessed by Rifqah.
Singapore need to do better than that for their long corners. Instead of running through the crowd, they need to open up and play around them. Yeah, a patient game.
Rifqah with the long one forwards, easily picked off though by Toli Min. Well, a fortuitous bounce falls to Syasya. Tries to help it down the line, looking for Tiffany Ong. Good work from Tiffany Ong. Good solid defending again though from Rifqah. Danger not cleared, looking for that little nick and the little deflection. It came off a Hong Kong stick, so it's going to be another long corner. Of course, if you just knew two hockey, it's not taken from the corner, it's where it goes out of play, back on the line. Eunice Teng just looking for a runner coming in at the far post to try and deflect it in, but just pulls it a little bit wide.
I was surprised that the umpire allowed her to hit the ball, like, you know, before 5 yards. It looks like 5 meters before the ball can be sent in.
Just got away with it then. It seems to have been the case. You know the old saying, in any sport, if you're going to cheat, cheat fairly. Of course, that wasn't cheating, but it's bending the rules to your advantage.
I hope I hope the umpire will be consistent.
Yeah. Fired in there from Tiffany Chan. 3 goals so far in the competition, the leading scorer for Hong Kong. 2 against Sri Lanka, 1 against Brunei.
Both teams are starting very slow pace, in a slow pace. Probably they want to test each other player first.
Well, it seems to be the case. Sophia does well to keep it. Chia fires it inside. Eunice Teng. Well, there was no run, and it was a little bit late there from Cheryll. Should have moved into the space earlier.
Yes, that was a very good ball, good vision. There you go again. They allow the center half to receive the ball. And she is the playmaker. We need to cut her off.
Weeraya Ho, that is the number 9 for Hong Kong. Does see a lot of the ball. Aimlessly forward though from Hong Kong. That's resulted in yet another turnover. Half time in the Thailand-Sri Lanka game. Thailand leading by 7 goals to 0. That, of course, in the women's pool as well. It's looking very good for the Thais. They beat Brunei 7-0. They beat Cambodia 14-0. That will cement them at the top of the table if they can see it through in the second half, which it looks as though they will. Who will prevail here, though? That's the big question. Tiffany Ong doing well. Good stick work from her. Good defending, though, again. Really good defending from Loika.
In this kind of situation, they should take the ball out of that corner. Yeah, because too crowded and too many defenders already.
It's a good block from Tiffany Ong, who tries to help it forwards, but again, Loika in the way. Fires it forwards, looking for the run there of Evelyn Chung. Far too heavy with the pass forwards, though. That's a poor ball, easily dealt with by Phoebe Mack.
Well read.
Good chucking back from Syasya. Totally in there as well and tries to clear her lines. Taken on by Tiffany Chan. Well, the umpire not happy with something, so just having a quiet word with a couple of players. Good stick work from Tiffany Chan again.
Very obvious the Hong Kong player are looking for the legs on the in the circle to get the penalty corners.
Well, they weren't as effective as they could have been, as they had 7 penalty corners against Sri Lanka. As I mentioned earlier, Sri Lanka with 11. They only managed to score 1 from the short corner. That's a great touch there from Tiffany Ong. Just a little bit too heavy. The pass forwards, though. Is that the way to defeat this defense-minded Hong Kong? Go a little bit longer, quicker?
Yes, I think longer ball would help, and maybe the movement of the players, because it's very limited for Singapore players leading to the space. That was a good example by Tiffany. Yeah, we need to do more of that.
It's not very often that we see, oh dear, that's going to be painful for Phoebe Mack. I was just about to say, it's not very often we see 2 Tiffany's come together. Tiffany Chan and Tiffany Ong from Hong Kong and Singapore respectively playing down the same side. causing each other a few problems as well. That's a good stop from Nurashikin. Good play from her. Nice little ball inside. Tiffany Ong, though, just couldn't bring it under control. Weeraya with the ball forwards. A nice turn on that occasion. Melissa Law, who's on and being given a run now. She loses out. Nicely played inside for Syasya. Just the wrong side of Nurashikin. The pass needs to be in front so she can move on to it, not behind her.
I'm surprised that Hong Kong is just holding back the game instead of attacking, which they did yesterday. They did very well against Sri Lanka. Or maybe that would make one of the tactics from the coach.
Could be. They've had 2 games in 2 days now. Singapore have only played once in 2 days. And of course they had yesterday off, so they should be a little bit fresher.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe trying to use the energy of the girls correctly and maybe have a little bit more of a go in the second half. Tenti just couldn't get there as that one was played down the line.
Yes, I hope so, because yesterday's game against Sri Lanka, they were exciting to watch them play.
It was a very, very good game. It was one of the games of the tournament,
yes,
I think, in the ladies division. Because Sri Lanka really did have a go, and they were unlucky. They just conceded at the wrong time, and then they had that yellow card in the second half, and a moment of madness conceded 2 or 3 goals, and that was what the difference was.
Exactly.
Fine margins when you get to this level of competition. Let's not forget, this is the world stage. It's the World League. It may be round 1 where the higher ranked teams in the world come in a little bit later on. But the job of everybody out here is to get through to that next round and try and compete with the next level of competition. Singapore managed to do that last time out. They did lose in round 2 in the quarterfinals to India 10-0. There was no real shock in that.
Singapore really need to win this game if to stand a chance to be in the top 3. Yeah, they really need to beat this, because Hong Kong and Singapore probably, I predict that they will go 3rd or 4th in the grouping.
Ties are very strong, aren't they?
Very strong.
Kazakhstan are strong as well. They've managed to get themselves 22 goals in the 2 games that they've played so far. Well kept in. Now Singapore can build again. Nurashikin, a sloppy pass just inside though. Tried to rectify the situation. There's the high ball scoop forwards.
5-meter rule.
Singapore can get going again. That's a nice pass, looking to change the focal point of attack. Eunice Teng has a look and elects to keep it just simple, and has a little bit of a go there at Cheryll, trying to push her on. Weeraya back in the right place at the right time. She concedes possession, but a miscontrol from Cheryll. So it's all going on at the moment.
Yes. And Singapore need to step up the game and take this advantage where Hong Kong is not playing so well as yesterday.
They did start slowly yesterday, Hong Kong as well. Sri Lanka did give them a good game. It was only 1-0 at half time.
Yeah, probably they are pacing themselves for the second half.
That's well taken from Eunice Teng. Now the white shirts can look to push forwards. Ajaritha helps it on. The turn from Chua Tinni. She helps it on as well, and a real chance, but it's a good save in the end. But the danger not clear. Well, Singapore with the first real opportunity. And that was a good one as well for Nadia. Good keeping.
That was a good work, but wasted opportunity.
Ting in goal, doing ever so well on that occasion. The oldest player in the Hong Kong squad coming to the rescue. Weeraya tries to just scoop it forwards. A nice little look inside from Eunice. Teng knows that there are teammates there. Totally Min back to Eunice. Teng looks for the big switch. It bounces up off the field and into the arm of Laputzi, and that's going to hurt.
Yes, should keep it simple and early.
Again, I know we've mentioned old adages in sport, but the first thing is usually the best thing that you see.
Yes.
When you have another touch, the picture changes.
Yes.
When you play at this level, which of course is the international standard, the international level, the players are far more advanced than at club level.
If you can see the Hong Kong team is doing a very good low press and very tight.
Good work though from Nicole Kwek. She looks to get down to the baseline, wins the hit, gets on with things quickly. Unfortunately, Ajarith just couldn't take it on.
Five-yard rule. Hajar need to be 5 yard for the free hit.
Just a little bit too close. What was that you were saying about consistency?
Yes.
Of course, two different umpires patrolling the flanks as Tiffany Chan comes forwards. Nice ball played inside. Weeraya Ho helps it in as well. Singapore under a bit of pressure. That's the first penalty corner. The first real opportunity there for Hong Kong.
Yep, the umpire claimed that one of the Singapore defender pushed one of the attackers, Hong Kong forward. This could be a very dangerous time, Paul.
Well, we saw Weeraya score yesterday and Tiffany Chan, so they do have options from these short corners. Weeraya is there, as is Tiffany Chan. Marcinho with the drag flick. Well, they've changed it up and it's a good save in the end, and a very, very important one as well. Lancing Ni doing extremely well.
There was a very good save from Lam.
Winning her 51st cap for Singapore tonight. Quite an achievement to get yourself up to 50. Still only 25, so still plenty of years ahead of her as well.
She started very early, probably 18 years old when she started playing for the first team.
Tiffany Chan closed down quickly by Ting. Just leaves it for Laura Tan. Oh, the skipper finally getting on. That's a nice ball played forwards as well. Tiffany Ong gets to the baseline and wins Singapore's first short corner. It's been a long time coming. They have forced the issue more than Hong Kong. Can they make it count?
That was a very smart play from Tiffany. She knew that she couldn't take a shot from that acute angle. She pushed the ball through the legs.
Just the one goal from the short corners. They only had 4 against Sri Lanka. A nice set. Drilled in, and the little touch goes into the back of the net, and it's Singapore that break the deadlock. Finally, they get their just rewards. Toli Min it is with the goal, and doesn't she look happy?
That was a well-drilled goal ball.
It looked like it was Toli Min that got the stick there to deflect it into the back of the net.
Yeah, she did.
We'll soon get confirmation. That's Eunice Ting then. That was the girl that gets credited with the goal. I mean, they're going to have to get some glasses, or we're going to have to sit a little bit closer, I think. If we get any closer, we'll be on the pitch itself. So Eunice Ting given the goal.
But if you realize that drill, that variation was Singapore favorite variation. Yesterday, 2 days ago, they did a couple of times. But today they had a good one.
Well, it's 1 for 1. You can't argue with those statistics. Singapore that lead by 1-0. So will we see Hong Kong a little bit more expansive now? They are going to have to come out at some stage.
I think you are right. I think this is the time where Hong Kong needs to go out and get the equalizer. If not, it's not going to be good result for them.
Well, already they're sacrificing a few players a little bit further forward, and it's paid off as well as Chan Chi picks up the ball. She wins the hit. Unfortunate there for Eunice Teng, the goal scorer. Weeraya Ho just looking for the run of Evelyn Chung.
Now Hong Kong pushing more players up front.
It's almost 3/4 of the field that they're looking to press now. Good touch again from Tiffany Ong, and it's still Tiffany Ong into the D, dangerously. Weeraya Ho back there tracking in. A little flick back inside, another penalty corner. Tam Wan Ting doing ever so well on that occasion. Singapore with the second short corner.
Another smart play from Tam Wan Ting. She couldn't hit the ball. She pulled into the legs, pulled the ball into the legs.
Hong Kong needing one more player to go back onto the line. It was a tactic they used yesterday where they only had 3 players there. And somebody...
Delaying tactics, you mean?
Yeah, well, the umpire's got
when they are down.
Yeah, but well, you wouldn't expect it when they're down, but the umpires stop the clock like they did yesterday, so they're not going to be having any of this. The masks go on, the clock restarts, and can we have what we had earlier? There's the stop, and there's the shot just wide. This time, Tiffany Ong dragging it just wide. A little miscontrol. Syasya does well to get it back under control. Here's Laura Tan. She helps it forwards into Tiffany Ong. It's a good run from her. She gets caught but carries on going into the... Although we are going to see a green card being shown to Weeraya Ho. The officials trying to play the advantage, which is why the decision was given when the ball went dead. And you have to say that that's good officiating.
Yes, there was a good umpiring. Didn't stop the game immediately.
So 2 minutes on the sideline for Weeraya Ho. As Hong Kong look to get back into this game.
I think the game is just starting, Paul. I think the pace is increasing now.
Yeah, you can see that. And now there's more space for Singapore to exploit. Laura Tan. Good stick work from her. Waits for the support. It comes in the form of Eunice Teng. Tiffany Ong. Just a sloppy little pass here and there is costing Singapore because they're getting into good positions.
Yes, they are now trying to open the defense for Hong Kong, but I think the execution is not so good.
Good touch from Eunice Teng. Nicely fired into Tam Wan Ting. Tam Wan Ting skips past one and gets the hit.
Hit the foot of the defender.
Right on the edge of the D as well. Taken quickly. Little touch from Laura Tan. Everyone back for Hong Kong. It's a nice ball played forwards into the back of Tam Wan Ting. She tries to help it back into the danger zone. Hacked away from Weeraya. Anywhere will do. Hong Kong under a little bit of pressure here. That's good skill from Syasya. Weeraya looking to drive forwards. Nice little pass to Melissa Law. Singapore defending not too bad at the moment. They are keeping Hong Kong at bay. Closing it down in the midfield. Here's Eunice Teng again. Fires it into the middle. Weeraya mops things up. So Hong Kong back to full strength now. Laura Tan just having a few harsh words with one or two of her players there. We do know that the new rankings will come out very soon, and you have to say, if results stay like this, the gap will be closed on Hong Kong. If not, we may see a little jump from Singapore. Of course, being the hosts always helps. You know the field, you know the environment.
Yes, and it will help in our confidence also.
Particularly if they can make it through to round two. That one that smashed forwards from Tolly Min. Just a little bit too heavy though.
Hong Kong playing with the longer balls.
They're having to try and do something to get at this Singapore defence. That's testament to the way that they've played so far, you have to say.
Yes.
They've only had the one real opportunity. They forced themselves a short corner. Didn't make it count. It is Singapore that have had the better of the chances. Poor ball played forwards on that occasion.
Every penalty corner is important, Paul, because I think they will just get maybe one, maximum 2 or 3 in the game. This kind of game is very tight game. So they need to convert when we get it.
You have to make them count. Yep. It's a poor ball played forwards and easily picked up by Laura Tan, so she has time and space to drive forwards. Nicely played out wide. Nadia does well. Eunice Teng. Singapore, you would feel, would be happy to go into the interval by 1 goal to the good. So they don't mind just stroking this around. Of course, the commentator's curse kicks in there, where Toli Min just overplays it. And another turnover. You don't want to backchat the officials. We've already seen one player green carded for that throughout this tournament. Cheng. It's a nice ball into the channel, but good defending from Cheryll, but you just couldn't retain possession. That would see.
Obstruction. She didn't move with the ball. She backpedal, and the ball need to move left to right in order to keep the ball stationary.
So a little bit sloppy from Hong Kong then. As we've come to the final minute of the first half, it's really flown by, hasn't it? It's been a tactical game more than anything, hasn't it, Nordin?
Yeah, it has been, because I think Hong Kong playing very low and waiting for Singapore to come and make it very tight for them.
It looks as though we will go into the interval with Singapore just edging this first 35 minutes. Of course, it only takes a second to score a goal, so anything could happen. That's nice play from Singapore. Nurasikin takes it on. Just loses out. Rifqah just scoops it up the line to no avail. Into the final 5 seconds, and that should just about do the first 35 minutes. There is the horn, and that does bring this first period to a close. It's been Singapore that have pushed forwards and created the better opportunities. Hong Kong just managing to muster one short corner and have one opportunity towards goal. But it is very, very tight and cagey. All to play for in the second 35 minutes. We'll be back after this short break. A very warm welcome back to the Sengkang Hockey Complex, where Singapore are taking on Hong Kong. It's Singapore that lead by 1-0, courtesy of Eunice Teng from the short corner. That's in the 24th minute. Hong Kong allowing Singapore time to play, just playing in the half pitch defensively. We may see them expand a little bit more this second half. When I say we, I'm joined in the commentary position by Nordin. Nordin, Hong Kong surely have to come out and play a little bit more this second period.
Yes, I think they need to. And seeing them play last few games, I think they have the players to go forward and attack. So I'm not sure why they are holding back and defending most of the time. So I think now they have no choice. They have to go up and to get something.
Well, we just had to wait for the clock to be reset to 35 minutes so we can count down. And it is Hong Kong that get us underway in this second half. Marcinu straight away trying to help it forwards. Singapore, this would be a good result for them if they can see this one through. This could decide who goes through to round two. There's only a couple of spaces between them in the world rankings, so
yes, I think as I said before, I think these two teams are going to fight for the third placing. The third placing going through.
Thailand currently playing against Sri Lanka. There's about 8.5 minutes left in that game in the women's pool, and it's Thailand leading by 9-0. So that tells you how strong they are. It's going to be very, very interesting the next few days and the results that will transpire in both the men's and the women's competition. Chinese men won a little bit earlier on, 11-1 against Thailand. They really do look as though they're going to power their way through this competition. However, Singapore here looking to try and make something happen. They get a long corner. Melvina Cheng just getting a little ticking off there for a little bit of pushing. Is that a green card? It certainly looks so. Looks as though she's gone off. So Singapore with the advantage for 2 minutes. Weeraya, who was green carded in that first half. No way through. Rifqah gets things going again. Foot used on that occasion from Chan Yiman.
Singapore team is finding it difficult to break this stubborn, compact Hong Kong defense.
That in part is down to Rifqah, who just drills that one away. Sloppy and loose pass as well, played back inside. That one had to be spot on from Haliza, who did well. Again, it's taking the pattern of the opening exchanges of the first half, a little bit sloppy from both sides, conceding possession cheaply. Good work from Chen Sisi. It's going to result in a green card as well. So we're back to all square on the playing field, 10 against 10. Hong Kong now with bodies in the box, but that's well defended from Cheryll Chia. Well, Hong Kong were looking for that, not given at all. Arifali furious on the bench for the Hong Kong team. Can't quite believe that his side didn't get that turned over.
I think the umpire was blocked by one of the players. Just that surprising that the other side of the umpire didn't see the infringement.
There is a little bit more about Hong Kong at the start of this second half. However, However, that was a poor ball forwards from Marcin Yu. Hong Kong back up to a full 11 now. Singapore that are going to have to play with a player less.
There go again. The turnover is too many, especially for this first 10 minutes.
And cheaply as well, isn't it? Is that a green card or a yellow card? Couldn't quite see from the angle that it was shown there to Nadia, but she's off. So 2 Singapore players now having to sit out for a spell. It will mean all hands on deck for Singapore now.
Yes, Hong Kong team are dressing up. They should, because they are Singapore team are short of 2 players.
One is sort of manageable, but when you lose 2 players, big gaps can appear.
Singapore should delay the game. Run the time until the 2 players can come in again.
Already we can see Hong Kong.
I don't think that is a good decision where she just hit the ball and lose possession again. She should just play possession at the back.
Nadia's been allowed back onto the field, so it's Singapore down to 10 players just for the moment. Nice little touch there from Tiffany. Looks to burst into the D and does ever so well. Here she is again. Goes for the shot, and it was a little bit rash and dangerous. It was there though.
Yes, at least she took the chance to take shot at goal. And skill-wise, it was a difficult angle for her to receive and take shot at goal.
Now taking your advice and trying to run the clock down by passing it around.
That's a better play.
That's a lovely touch and turn as well. Brilliant play from Syasya. Syasya driving into the D, still Syasya. Penalty corner. Really good work there. And let's not forget Singapore scored in the first half from a short corner. Can they do it again? They're 1 from 1 at the moment. Eunice Teng, it will be with the drag flick. Cheryll getting ready to strike as well. Cheryll back inside. Well blocked in the end though. The reverse shot from To Le Min coming to nothing.
That was a wasted opportunity. Seems that they're not sure what variation they're supposed to do.
It's hard to think that they can get it wrong when they have a little meeting in and around the D.
Exactly.
You should know exactly what you're going to do. A miscontrol on that occasion from Eunice Teng. Hong Kong getting ready to make some changes. Singapore still down to 10. That's a poor pass back inside from Laura Tan, very loose, but well rescued from Cheryll.
Good return pass.
Nice play from Singapore. And the penalty corner awarded.
I think because the one of the defender is not 5 meters, she attempt to tackle the ball. Because the push wasn't so hard.
Can they get it right this time?
They need to. They need to if they want to cancel Hong Kong early. Don't give them a chance to come back.
Cheryll with the strike and just over. Long corner. Cheryll doing well. Singapore now back to the full quota. So Hong Kong unable to take advantage of the 2-player deficit at one stage that it was. To Lee Min fires it in.
There was a very good skill from To Lee Min, a reverse hit into the circle. Three men pressing at the corner. This is the one I'm talking about, pressing for Hong Kong team.
Well, a bit of a comedy moment there. Have to keep that ball moving, otherwise it will be blown against you. Fans really enjoying that one. Drilled in. Well, hammered in from Cheryll. Deflected behind, but she's not in the right place. So Singapore can go again. Once more look to change the focal point of attack. To Lee Min. Well, there's a yellow card has been shown there to Ma Sin Yu. Is it both of them?
Both of them.
And Tiffany Ong. So both the ladies obviously having a little bit of an altercation with each other, and the umpire saying, well, I'm not having any of that, and sending them both off for a minimum of 5 minutes to cool down. We haven't seen that in this tournament so far. That's good play. The reverse shot just couldn't get enough on it. Harmlessly behind, so
Singapore is playing well, but they really need to score a goal, because 1-0 is very thin and very dangerous.
So Sophia can get things going again. To Lee Min, back to Sophia. Tries to drive it into the D. Too many bodies in the way there, though. Laura Tan, her stick just catching a Hong Kong player, so once again turned over. That's a lovely ball forwards, a lovely touch as well from Phoebe Mack.
That was harsh for a stick check.
Well, the umpire on this side pointed straight away, had no questions or queries in her mind then. Laura Tan just having a word with the official in question. So Hong Kong's chance. It's going to be their first short corner of this second half. Nicely played forwards. Danger still there though in the end. Diving down was Lam Tin Ni to push it away to safety. Important keeping again from the 25-year-old. So Singapore will look to come out and once again go forwards, try and go in search of this second goal. Nice touch from Nicole Kwek. She helps it on. Laura Tan back inside. Syasya drives into the D. Syasya with the shot. Good save. Danger not clear yet though. Scoot forwards again from Nadia. And that's going to be a short corner. And that's the best bit of action we've seen from either team so far in this match.
That was a very good move from Sydney.
Well, that was edge of your seat stuff. It was really good from Syasya and Nadia. And it's resulted in a short corner, the third one of this second half. Eunice Teng it will be with the drag flick. Good stop. Fired, goal bound, and again another save. Tiffany Chan just throwing that one out wide. Probably Matt with the touch and diving right in there, not holding anything back at all. Well defended from Singapore in the end. Good stick work from Tiffany Chan. However, just couldn't keep it in play. Back to the full quota of players as well. The 2 yellow cards have now passed. Good defending from Laura Tan.
Good pressure from the Hong Kong players.
It was a very, very tight area to try and play in. However, Singapore seem to be getting a stick in as and when it's required.
Yep, and Hong Kong, it seems that they do it very well on pressing the ball carrier. They'll press with 2-3 defenders.
Good solid defending there from Nicole Kwek. 17-year-old making no mistakes there. That's good play from Tole Min, not playing it until it was right. She has applied a bit of pressure to Eliza, who had to make sure she controlled that one spot on. So Hong Kong looking to try and get forwards a little bit more. They've still got 4 players just at the back hanging around though, so not committing too much forwards at the moment. Can tell you that the final score between Thailand and Sri Lanka is 9-0. Another good result for the Thais. 30 goals they've scored in the 3 games they've played. Definitely ones to watch.
That's a lot.
Yep. They do have Kazakhstan and Singapore coming up soon as well though. Those you feel are going to be tougher for the Thais. Singapore have looked in control of this match. Nice ball played forwards and well held up, and a good little turn as well from Chuen. Puts it into the danger zone, and a little nudge, says the umpire. So that'll be a Hong Kong ball.
Yes, 16 for Hong Kong. Tackling from behind from Ivy.
Oh, that's well read. Very, very well read there from Cheryll. Drives forward, finds Chuen, who flashes it across the face of goal. And the diving, despairing Ivy Chan just couldn't get a stick on it. Well, that one had the crowd up off their seats. Good play again from Singapore. Singapore managed to come away with it again. Haja running right at the heart of the defence. Rifqah with a high stick and just deflected it into Ivy Chan. Looked away from Weeraya Ho. Well stopped by Nicole Kwek. Drills it into Ivy Chan. Does well to win the hit. Well, you could see exactly what Laura Tam was trying to do there. Play for the legs right in the D.
Yes, but I think she shouldn't do that kind of attack, because I think 6-7 players waiting for her down there, and she should look for the side option.
She gets away with it though, because Hong Kong went on the counter-attack there, but conceded possession. So once again, Singapore looking to edge forwards. Do that all day if they want, just stroke it around at the back. If Hong Kong aren't going to come out, Singapore will win 1-0. However, they do go long now. It's a lovely little turn as well from Tiffany, who does ever so well with the reverse pass as well. A little slip and hacked away in the end from Kwek.
That was a very good recovery from the defense.
And a little give and go, just a little bit heavy. Ting Nam just overplaying that one. Tiffany couldn't control that. Rifqah will get back there. Plays it nicely into Kwek. It's a nice little flick pass as well from Mokaman. Marcinu wins the hit. And that's a green card being shown to Syasya. It's a second green card of the game.
Yes, but for hockey, you can get a second green card and maybe second yellow card, provided the offense is a different one.
Well, I think we mentioned this the other day. There are a lot of other sports out there that could learn a thing or two from hockey. The fast pace, the tempo, the way that it's been, and also with the rules as well. There you go. Now that's a little bit silly. And Nicole Kwek gets green for hitting the ball away.
Yes, could be a turning point.
9 players Singapore have now, so everybody back. It's the second time that it's happened in this half.
Yes. Hong Kong and doing a lot of pressing inside the Singapore half.
They're just going to try and push as many forward as they can, but Singapore will rely on the likes of Tiffany Ong to keep possession. Lovely little touch there from Ivy Chan. However, just couldn't get it at the second attempt. Nice ball drilled forwards. Slightly heavy touch there from Chan Tianming. Laura Tan with a big scoop forwards. Well brought down though by Mak Karman. Well, the good thing is for Singapore that all these little free kicks and free hits that they are conceding will mean that the clock runs down a little bit quicker to get the 2 players back on.
Probably is a plan.
But then you have to say the naivety from Hong Kong with Loy Ka just hitting that one straight out of play doesn't help at all. Mind you, I have seen a decision overturned today, a little bit earlier on in the Brunei game. One of the ladies was doing a lace-up, took too long to get onto the ball, so the official overturned it and gave the ball straight back to Kazakhstan.
Yes, has happened before. If they take too long or purposely taking their time to run down the time, they will be overturned.
See exactly what Tiffany Ong is trying to do. Keep it towards the corner, use that stick work. Singapore back to 10 now. It'll only be a few seconds time before they're back to full strength as well.
I think should take the ball out of that corner to.
It's intelligent play though from Tiffany Ong. Just running that clock down a little bit more.
Very smart play from her. She's getting infringement for the Singapore team.
Singapore back to full strength now. So that little spell of 45 seconds seemed like an eternity, but it meant that Singapore could get back to full strength. So good play from Singapore there. 9 minutes to go in what's been a real tactical ding-dong battle. You do have to say, though, Singapore have had the better of the opportunities. But with it only being a 1-goal advantage, anything could happen at any given time as Hong Kong go in search of the equaliser. Tiffany Chan.
I think for me, the Hong Kong team is playing well with this tactical pressing, and they are doing better and not losing the ball too much than the Singapore team. But I really wish to see Singapore getting another goal.
I think you and about 1,000 people that are inside this stadium as well would like that. Of course, Singapore hosting this event, all the fans will be hoping that they can get another one. We have to be honest and say they probably deserve it on the way that they've played. Here is Ivy Chan, just couldn't control it. She went close and looked lively as well in the process. Another minute down. A little trip there from Weeraya Ho. However, Loy Ka picking up the ball again and setting off Hong Kong to go on another attack. Loy Ka just drilling that one forwards, looking to get it into Tiffany Chan. Scooped away though by Laura Tan. Tiffany Ong with what was an important block. Not the best pass there from Laura Tan. Just inviting the pressure as Hong Kong can push bodies forwards now. Loy Ka tries to drive it into the D. Gets it all wrong, and the counter-attack was on there. Had it been a better touch from Chua Tini Loika. Singapore do well to rectify the situation and get the ball back under control. Sophia back inside, intelligent pass from her. Eunice Teng does really, really well to find Ivy Chan, who in turn tucks it up the line. Syasya does well. Syasya driving into the D, pulls it back. A real chance for Singapore, fisted away though by Yip Ting Wai. And again, good play from Singapore, but it hasn't resulted in a goal, so Hong Kong can go on the counter-attack.
That was a very good play on the touchline.
Good passing, good movement from Singapore there. Everyone involved. But they are starting to find the players when they make the passes now, which is important. And that's unfortunate because Ivy Chan was just sprinting off, which is why Syasya left that one. You still have to be aware of what's going on around you. Of course, the rolling subs rule applies in hockey. Players on and off all the time. It really is a game that has evolved into one of the fastest sports on the planet. You hit this ball and you hit it with pace. There aren't too many things that can go quicker. It's a nice ball played in. Very comfortable from Syasya. He's had a good game today, Syasya.
Yes, Syasya is a very experienced player, and she is controlling the midfield. Today she is playing very well today.
There she is again with just another little tip, an all-important one as well. Eunice Teng now with a little bit of time, just looks to tuck it out wide. Good stick work there from Chua Tini. Drills it across the face of the D. Syasya just acknowledges that, but it's taken more seconds off the clock. Just a fraction over 4 minutes remain. This could be a very, very important and big win for Singapore in their quest to qualify for round 2. That was almost like a slow moment motion there, wasn't it? Two players just trotting to the ball rather than all out to try and get it. As it is, Singapore can drive that one forwards, and well, a little bit high again, so turned over. Hong Kong now have 3.5 minutes, and with passing like that, they're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. Hong Kong seems like tired from yesterday's game.
It did take a lot out of them, I have to say that. Hong Kong will be off tomorrow. They'll be off on Wednesday. Their next game will be on Thursday, so it's just the way that the draw has fallen. 3 games in the first 3 days, then a couple of days off, so they'll recharge the batteries and come back firing on all cylinders. They'll have to. Singapore ladies, well, they'll be in action again on Wednesday against Thailand. So they'll get another day's rest tomorrow, which is going to help them as well. Good touch there from Marcinu. Held down the line. The challenge coming in there from Sophia was just enough to put off Lao Putzi. Sometimes you just have to try and make the challenge to put your opponent off. It's a nice ball scoop forwards for Laura Tan. Tries to keep the ball moving. Wins the hit and will slow it down. 90 seconds now is all that Singapore have to hang on to take a vital win. Well, that was a little bit high and dangerous from Laura Tan. There's a mistake from To Lee Min, but rectified by Cheryll Chia. Syasya going down, and again will allow just an extra few seconds to tick by. 50 seconds remain. Poor ball played forwards. However, well won back.
That was a smart play from Ting, keeping the ball at the corner.
Let's run the clock down to enough now for Singapore to take victory here. There's 5 seconds left. There's no way that Hong Kong can get up the other end and score, as Eunice Teng holds on to the ball. And it's a famous victory, a 1-0 scoreline it has gone. And you would have to say over the 70 minutes, Singapore deserved to win that game.
Yes, I think they deserve to win. They dominate the game, and their movement are so much better. Hong Kong, unfortunately, didn't play well today. I'm not sure. Probably they are a bit tired by yesterday, because yesterday they played very well. So credit to Singapore team.
So it's Singapore that take the spoils on Monday in the Women's Hockey World League. They defeat Hong Kong by 1-0. Plenty more action coming this week, and tomorrow it's the turn of the men. We've got Pool A with Brunei against Vietnam. Kazakhstan will take on Myanmar in Pool B, and then our live streaming match will be Sri Lanka against Singapore. That should be interesting and promising as well. Again, thank you all for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.